Razavan for FightHype.com with me. I've got promoter Tom Loeffler. Firstly, Tom, how are we doing?
Oh, doing great. Now that the fight's only 2 days away, it's you saw the reaction here at the last press conference before the fight. I mean, it's really reached a fever pitch. The international reaction to this fight, it's really become the most talked about fight of the year. It was a little bit unusual the way it came together, but once we announced it on Sky, it's taken on a life of its own, and that's what the fans are looking forward to. It's sold out in the first day of ticket sales at the O2, and with over 100 countries televising the fight, it's a tremendous testament. It's we gotta take our hats off to Kell Brook, because he's really showed a lot bigger heart than a lot of full-fledged middleweights, and you see, every time we do a weigh-in, he always weighs in more than Gennady, the 30-day weigh-in, the 7-day weigh-in. So it's gonna be a great matchup. Kell Brook doesn't know how to lose. Gennady doesn't know how to lose. They're two undefeated champions, and that's what the fans are reacting to.
Obviously, we've got all of the England media out. We've got Germany out here.
Yeah,
we've got Americans out here today. There's a bit of shuffling and buffing going on during the weigh-in. The face-off.
Yeah.
But in terms of from a Golovkin perspective, has he seen media come out like this for him in the past? Is it the biggest media that's ever come out for him?
I don't know about the biggest media, but it's certainly, you could say for sure, the biggest international media, definitely. I mean, the reaction this fight has gotten is tremendous. Selling out the arena. Gennady's become an international star. He's sold out Madison Square Garden, and he sold out the Forum in his last fight. Now he sold out the O2 Arena. And naturally, it's the event. It's not just him, it's the event, but he's really become, starting to transcend the sport. Wherever he fights, he's just bringing attention. And people, the UK fans, they wanted to see him fight, Carl Froch, when we were talking about that fight before. Then we were talking about Saunders, then we were talking about Eubank. So, look, it's just great that we could announce the Kell Brook fight, and I think it's only 2 days left, and they're going to put on a great show for the fans.
You obviously mentioned in the press conference, and we all know how difficult it is for yourself to match someone like Gennady Golovkin, and people falling out at last minute, people demanding too much stuff, people just not negotiating. Kell's come to the table. Is it more of a fact that Kell is a worthy contender, or is it more, he had no choice but to fight Kell? He's the only one there.
I think it was that Kell said yes. I mean, look, Kell is arguably, one of the best champions in the welterweight division. He's undefeated. He's certainly at the top of all the UK champions. UK has now, I believe, 14 champions. So, look, it's certainly a fever pitch with the boxing in the UK, with all the champions and the quality of the fighters, and Kell Brook is right there. So he's not coming to lose by any stretch of the imagination. Eddie said from the beginning, look, Kell has no fear. He wants to fight. He actually asked for the fight before. After when Khan and Canelo had announced, Eddie said, Kell Brook wants to fight Triple G, which I didn't think it was realistic at that point. But when this whole situation evolved with the Eubank situation, and then he stepped up. Look, it's become a tremendous event, and we can't give him more respect than we do. It's just really, he saved the day. Eddie Hearn saved the day, and look at the reaction. It's when fighters take risks like this, is when you have an event like this. And there's a lot of champions who are very popular in the U.S. that would never come and fight a challenger in their home country, and that's where Gennady doesn't care where he fights. And because he's coming over here, it's his first fight in the UK. He's never fought as an amateur or professional here, and that's what the fans are reacting to, and the international media as well.
Just moving slightly ahead, Tom, if Gennady does come through this successfully, is it definitely the WBO that you want for Billy Joe Saunders, or if Billy Joe doesn't want to fight him, what are his options there after one success?
Well, it looks like Billy Joe is going to fight on the Klitschko Fury show. That's my understanding from Frank Warren. So if we can do that fight next year, that's a great fight. Again, that's been Gennady's dream, is to unify the titles, and the only way you can do that is to fight the champions. If you fight the champions, arguably you're fighting the best guys in the sport. Daniel Jacobs is out there. He's fighting the day before. Gennady's fighting September 9th. Gennady fights September 10th, and then Canelo fights September 17th. So you got some great fighters all fighting within a week. Danny Jacobs would be a tremendous fight, and the next fight as well. So it really depends on, nobody's overlooking Kell Brook. It's my job to look forward. Gennady and Abel are both focused on September 10th. If there's one misstep, look what happened with Vladimir. He was a dominant champion for so long. He was a huge favorite to beat Tyson Fury, and then what happens? Tyson goes to Germany, wins the titles, and now is considered the best heavyweight champion in the world. And if Gennady has an off day, look, same thing can happen. So nobody's underestimating Kell Brook at any stretch, because all the plans that I make for the future, if Gennady doesn't win Saturday night, they're all out the window.